Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. Today we're going to discuss a game-changing book that has inspired millions of people around the world to rethink their relationship with money. The book is Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. If you haven't read it yet, don't worry. We'll dive into the key takeaways and insights that you can apply to your own life. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is not just a book about personal finance. It's a guide to financial freedom and a critique of the traditional education system. Robert Kiyosaki shares his own experiences growing up with two fathers, his own poor dad, who was a well-educated but financially struggling government worker, and his best friend's rich dad, who was a successful businessman and investor. Let's start with the author's background and why he wrote this book. Robert Kiyosaki was born in 1947 in Hawaii and grew up in a traditional middle-class family. His poor dad was a teacher and a government worker who believed in the importance of education and a stable job. On the other hand, his rich dad was a successful businessman and investor who dropped out of school at the age of 13. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a semi-autobiographical book that explores the contrasting views of these two men. Robert Kiyosaki argues that his poor dad represented the typical mindset of the working class, while his rich dad embodied the entrepreneurial spirit and financial intelligence. Let's explore some of the key lessons that Robert Kiyosaki learned from his rich dad. One of the most significant takeaways from Rich Dad, Poor Dad is the importance of financial education. Robert Kiyosaki argues that traditional education systems fail to provide adequate training in personal finance, investing, and entrepreneurship. His rich dad taught him that financial education is essential to achieving financial freedom. This includes understanding basic concepts like compound interest, cash flow, and asset allocation. Robert Kiyosaki also emphasizes the need to think differently about money and to challenge conventional wisdom. He argues that the rat race of working hard, saving money, and investing in a diversified portfolio is not the most effective way to achieve financial freedom. Another key concept in Rich Dad, Poor Dad is the cash flow quadrant. Robert Kiyosaki divides people into four quadrants based on their financial characteristics. He argues that the goal is to move from the left side and S to the right side, B and I, where you have more control over your finances and can generate passive income. Let's explore each quadrant and how they relate to financial freedom. Robert Kiyosaki also emphasizes the importance of understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. He argues that traditional accounting and financial planning often focus on increasing income and reducing expenses, but neglect the impact of assets and liabilities on cash flow. His rich dad taught him to focus on acquiring assets that generate income, such as real estate, stocks, or businesses. At the same time, he advised against accumulating liabilities, such as credit card debt or mortgages, that can drain your cash flow. Let's discuss some examples of assets and liabilities and how to manage them effectively. Rich Dad, Poor Dad also highlights the significance of mindset in achieving financial success. Robert Kiyosaki argues that our thoughts and attitudes towards money are shaped by our upbringing, culture, and education. He encourages readers to challenge their assumptions and adopt a more entrepreneurial mindset. This includes being open to taking calculated risks, embracing failure as a learning opportunity, and focusing on long-term goals. Let's explore some strategies for cultivating a wealth-oriented mindset. One of the most popular investment strategies discussed in Rich Dad, Poor Dad is real estate investing. Robert Kiyosaki argues that real estate offers a unique combination of leverage, tax benefits, and rental income. His rich dad taught him to invest in real estate using other people's money, OPM, and to focus on cash flow rather than appreciation. Robert Kiyosaki also emphasizes the importance of ongoing education and due diligence in real estate investing. Let's discuss some real-world examples of successful real estate investing strategies. Robert Kiyosaki also addresses common excuses and objections that people have when it comes to achieving financial freedom. These include, he argues that these excuses are often just a reflection of our own fears and limitations. By changing our mindset and taking action, we can overcome these obstacles and achieve our financial goals. Let's discuss some strategies for overcoming these common excuses. The final sections of Rich Dad Poor Dad focus on taking action and implementing the concepts discussed in the book. Robert Kiyosaki encourages readers to educate themselves on personal finance and investing, build a team of experts, e.g., accountant, lawyer, financial advisor. Start small and take calculated risks. He also emphasizes the importance of ongoing learning and adaptation in achieving long-term financial success. Let's summarize some key takeaways and action steps. That's a wrap. I hope you found this video summary of Rich Dad Poor Dad informative and inspiring. If you're interested in learning more, I encourage you to read the book itself, explore Robert Kiyosaki's other books and resources, join online communities and forums focused on personal finance and investing. Remember, achieving financial freedom requires education, discipline, and a willingness to take calculated risks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.